Welcome to Business Success in the AI Virtual World, the podcast where immersive technology meets real-world results. I'm Tim Beharon, Chairman of Creative Strategies, a leading high-tech analyst firm based in Silicon Valley. I'm here with Barton Goldenberg, President of ISM, thought leaders in customer strategy based in Washington, D.C. Together, we explore how AI and spatial computing, including AR, VR, and XR, are transforming businesses across every sector, from manufacturing and medicine to customer service training and beyond. Each podcast episode features case studies of companies who are using AI and spatial computing to solve problems, scale operations, and reimagine what's possible. Whether you're a business leader, a tech strategist, or an innovation enthusiast, you've found your front row seat to the future. Let's dive in. In this podcast, we're going to take a look at a real interesting company called Caterpillar, who's actually a pioneer in the use of XR, VR, AR, and AI in its business today. So this morning or this day, we're going to take a look at Caterpillar. And Barton, up to you. It's now to you.
Thanks, Tim. Not only is Caterpillar a leader in technology, but when they went to CES, Computer Electronics Show in 2025, they were the talk of the show in all of the technologies that they use. And I'll refer to that a bit later on. But let me introduce them. Headquartered in Irving, Texas, founded in 1925. Yep, you got that right. They're celebrating their 100th birthday. And it was a merger between two companies, Holt Manufacturing and CL Best Tractor Company. Both were pioneers in track type tractors. So Caterpillar established itself as an industry leader in the heavy equipment quickly, contributing to major construction projects like, and this one you'll perhaps know, Tim, but they built the Golden Gate Bridge just north of San Francisco. So that's just a wonderful project. And they supported all of the Allied war efforts during World War I with machinery and engineering. But over the decades, and what's impressed me is Caterpillar has expanded internationally, introduced innovations such as the diesel engine, and diversified its product line to include a wide range of construction, mining, and agricultural equipment. And who hasn't seen a Caterpillar somewhere along the way on the highway or on the farmlands or wherever it may be in a construction site? So they're really a well-known brand. Its reputation is based on reliability and performance. It helped grow it into this global powerhouse. It's present in over 180 countries through a robust dealer network. So it's very, very important, the dealer network. It has 110 manufacturing plants worldwide, 59 of which are in the US, 51 which are overseas in countries that include many, many of the European countries, Brazil, Russia, and China. In 2024, Caterpillar had global revenues of about $65 billion. And a workforce of 113,000 employees, of which 45% were based in the US. So you can see this is truly a global corporation in both its manufacturing and employees, as well as its sales and distribution. The company is a global leader in construction and mining. It's at the forefront also, though, and this is what we want to talk about, of digital transformation in heavy industry. The company's forward-think adoption of what we call spatial computing, which really is an umbrella term for extended reality, inclusive of both virtual reality and augmented reality, along with its use of artificial intelligence, has fundamentally reshaped the way that Caterpillar designs, trains its workers, delivers customer support, and manages all its fleets remotely in many instances. I'm going to give you some examples now of how Caterpillar leverages these advanced technologies to improve safety, efficiency, and productivity across its operations. Okay, so let's start with XR, VR, AR in transforming design, training, and support. So on the product design and development side, Caterpillar's VR journey in terms of using VR, Tim, dates back a decade. So think about that, a decade. With the technology now integral to its product design and engineering processes, it creates immersive, interactive 3D environments that enables its engineers and designers to visualize heavy equipment at full scale before a single part is manufactured. That then allows, of course, the team to validate and refine designs early in the design, reducing very costly late-stage changes, simulating assembly sequences, ensuring manufacturability and serviceability, involving factory teams in the design review process so potential production issues can be identified and addressed sooner. This entire collaborative VR-driven design accelerates both innovation, it improves the quality, it improves the product, and shortens the time to market for these new machines. So VR in product design development, very important to the way Caterpillar does business. On the augmented reality side, that's heavily used by Caterpillar for remote support and maintenance. So they've partnered with a company called Scope AR, and they deliver an industry-first AR-based remote support platform. And through this platform, Caterpillar's global network of 100+ dealers and countless customers can now access real-time expert assistance for equipment repair and maintenance. The AR platform enables live video calling between field technicians and remote experts, overlays digital instructions and annotates directly onto the technician's field of view, and providing step-by-step visual guidance for complex troubleshooting and repairs as if an expert were physically present. So this AR technology platform dramatically reduces equipment downtime, it improves first-time repair rates, and lowers support costs. Stop for a moment, just think about it. Extensive use of VR in product design and development, using augmented reality and a whole platform for support and maintenance in their extremely extensive distribution network, which is what they rely upon in each country. They don't go direct. So it's really quite an amazing part, both AR and VR, in how they design and how they do business. But let's look at some more virtual reality for safety and skills training. So in this sense, Caterpillar's VR-based safety modules, training modules immerse their employees and customers into a realistic job site scenario, such as, for example, a 4-lane highway construction project. So you're in the middle of the project. These simulations teach workers how to identify hazards, follow safety operation procedures. And it's quite amazing. I've watched them at the Caterpillar CES booth step by step, and you can really feel intuitively that you're learning how to deal with a piece of equipment, interact with coworkers in a controlled, risk-free environment. And of course, the benefits of that is that it all accelerates the onboarding of new employees, even those with no prior construction experience. It provides a consistent and repeatable training that can be conducted on-site or remotely, and it enhances hazardous recognition and decision-making skills, leading to safer work sites. And that whole training effort and the kits are scalable and adaptable, making them suitable for companies of all sizes across various industries. Now, again, one would be remiss in anything we talk about for AR or VR or XR not to bring in the AI side of it because of the symbiotic relationship. So let's take a peek at some of the artificial intelligence, and then I'll link it back into AR and VR. But they use a powerful predictive maintenance, fleet maintenance, and more. So let's take a couple of examples. On the predictive maintenance and conditioning monitoring side, AI is at the heart of this strategy to minimize equipment downtime and maintenance costs. Anybody that owns an expensive piece of Caterpillar equipment knows it's very expensive when it's down, and it's a pleasure when it's up. And so you want to do is have uptime, optimized as high as you can to the 100%. So by using AI to analyze vast amounts of historic and real-time sensor data that comes directly off of the Caterpillar machine, Caterpillar's AI-powered systems can predict equipment failure before they occur, which allows for proactive maintenance scheduling or repair. It identifies patterns and anomalies that indicate potential issues such as an abnormal temperature, pressure, or vibration reading, again, likely lead to some sort of a proactive maintenance repair, and then recommends specific service actions to prevent unplanned breakdowns. And so this predictive approach enables customers to schedule maintenance during non-productive hours, maximizing equipment uptime and reducing operating costs. And anybody, again, in the heavy industry, whether it's trucking or construction equipment or mining, everybody knows uptime is the name of the game. And what Caterpillar's platform is in this predictive maintenance and condition monitoring, it simply allows a higher uptime by leveraging both their AI knowledge and some of their service capabilities. Now, they also have a very interesting AI fleet management application, and they call it VisionLink. It's an entire platform. And for me, it exemplifies the company's use of now AI in fleet management. So by integrating data from GPS, from telematics and onboarding sensors, what this VisionLink platform does is it provides customers with real-time insight into equipment location and utilization. It has its benefits. I'll talk about them in a minute. Fuel consumption and emissions, very important in this industry, and maintenance needs and operational efficiencies. So what the AI algorithms do is they analyze the data, they optimize fleet operations, they suggest improvements, they support data-driven decision-making. In the old days, it was operational research. Where should you put the truck, or where should you put, in this case, a piece of Caterpillar equipment? And so what this does, the AI, is it really allows them to optimize how they're running their equipment, where and when. The result is increased productivity, lowered costs, and improved sustainability for Caterpillar's customers. And lastly, I want to look at AI as it accelerates product development. And there we talk about Caterpillar leveraging AI and cloud computing to streamline product development process. So advanced computer programs and machine learning modules allow engineers to complete complex designs and simulate tasks in a fraction of the time previously required. And part of that has to do with the use of digital twin technology. They can use AI to automatically generate and test multiple design variations, and they also can simulate real-world performance and stress conditions, thereby reducing the need for physical prototypes. Again, anybody that's done this and been on the factory floor using some of these tools realizes it's just a godsend to have the ability to try all these things, not in the stressful work environment or hazardous work environment. So Gen AI is also being exploited by Caterpillar to automate aspects of design and documentation, further accelerating the innovation of their design. So let's put the two together, the synergy of XR and AI, and I want to talk a little bit about building the job site of the future. So Caterpillar's vision for the future is one where XR, it's AR, VR, XR, and AI technologies work together to create safer, smarter, and more sustainable job sites. And so let me give you a couple of examples how these technology intersect. And again, you have to come out to something like a CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, to see these Caterpillars in action, remoteless using VR, AR technologies. It's really quite amazing. But anyhow, safety enhancement equipment. So AI-powered AR overlays, they warn the operator of blind spot hazards, load instability risks, ground pressure limits. So they're constantly monitoring and feeding information back up through the glasses, the AR glasses. These integrations have yielded measurable impacts, including a 30% faster design cycle, $180 million in savings in warranty claims on an annual basis, and 98% customer retention for connected services. So this is really the way Caterpillar wants to run their future. AI enhanced AR support, so they can analyze live video feeds during AR remote support sessions, automatically suggesting solutions or flagging potential hazards for technicians. Data-driven training, again, we've talked a little bit about it, but VR training modules can now be customized using AI. So we talk about AI-trained avatars, for example, to focus on the most common safety risks or safety gaps identified from real-world job site training, and then you'll do the VR outside of the actual site in a controlled, structured environment. And lastly, autonomous and semi-autonomous machines. So AI powers Caterpillar's autonomous haul trucks and other equipment. It optimizes routes, avoids collisions, maximizes productivity. The AR interface provides operators with real-time situational awareness and decision-making. And what you really have to see is an entire mine or an entire construction site running remotely through somebody wearing VR glasses and running these trucks and literally hauling materials, ground, and laying down various materials. It's truly an amazing thing to see, and it's all done remote, and it's all done using XR technology with AI support. Okay, a couple of other things I want to mention. Sustainability and energy transition, which of course is very, very important. So their commitment, Caterpillar's commitment to sustainability, is reflected in its investment in electrification and alternate fuels. And that's what they showcased at CES 2025 with what they called their CAT 972 wheel loader, and it features an extended range electrified machine hybrid retrofit. It was built in just 12 weeks, and it showed how digital and AI design in manufacturing can accelerate the development of cleaner, more efficient equipment. I'm almost sure they'll be at CES 2026. Tim and I will be coming back for our fifth year as speakers at CES. We would invite you to join us certainly on our speaking engagements, but you just got to go to Las Vegas and work the halls and look at Caterpillar and so many others, to all the exciting new things that they're providing and some of the ways that they're creatively using the spatial computing technologies. One other example is that of consumer experience and the competitive advantage that the spatial computing brings to them. So by integrating XR and VR and AR and AI across the business, Caterpillar is now able to deliver tangible benefits for its customers. And I give you some examples. Some I've talked about, others are nuanced. So reduced downtime. So again, predictive maintenance and AR-based remote support keeps machine running longer, and reduce delay costs, which of course is very important in determining overall operating costs. Improve safety. We've talked about VR training, AI-powered analytics, helping prevent accidents, ensure compliance with safety standards, which, for most construction companies is very top of the list of important things they need to accomplish. Higher productivity. We talked a little bit about AI optimizing fleet management and autonomous equipment, increasing operational efficiency. And again, there's no construction company that doesn't want to improve its productivity. And lastly, faster innovation. So digital design tools, also including, I've already mentioned, the digital twins. Generative AI enables Caterpillar to bring new products to market more quickly and cost effectively. And it just keeps Caterpillar in front of their customers all the time with something new to talk about. And lastly, enhanced customer demonstrations. Dealers use the VR showrooms where AI adjusts virtual equipment configurations based on customer input. And this is an interactive approach that shortens the sales cycles by up to 25% in pilot programs. So here you come into a factory or come into a big dealer shop and you configure your CAT machine. The technologies that are used on the customer side strengthen Caterpillar's dealer network, enabling them to provide high-value services and build deeper relationships. This is not the purpose of today's podcast, but the dealer relationship with Caterpillar is critical to its success. Caterpillar spends enormous amounts of money building and protecting and providing necessary services to their network. It's an amazing collaboration that's backed by heavy technological enhancements. Okay, let's look ahead. We're at 100 years. Let's look at the next 100 years. As Caterpillar celebrates the centennial, Tim, the company's doubling down on its investments in autonomy, connectivity, and digital solutions. It continues to push the boundaries with a $150 million annual R&D investment in spatial computing and AI. $150 million R&D investment in spatial computing and AI. Emerging projects include quantum computing enhanced simulation platforms, neural networks predicting equipment market trends. By fusing physical equipment with digital intelligence, the company redefines industrial excellence while maintaining its core philosophy, and I just love this: iron gets the job done, but data makes it exceptional. Now, Caterpillar's strategic use of spatial computing, inclusive of, again, XR, AR, VR, as well as AI, is not just about adopting the latest technologies. It's all about fundamentally reimagining how heavy equipment is designed, built, operated, and maintained. From virtual prototyping and immersive tech training to predictive maintenance and autonomous fleets, these innovations are delivering real-world value for Caterpillar, its dealers, and its customers worldwide. As the company looks to its next century, its commitment to digital transformation remains a cornerstone of its enduring success. And I'd like to just make a couple of other quick comments, Tim. For those that didn't listen to, we have a wonderful podcast on Volvo and the Volvo trucking business. Very similar companies in the use of high technology and spatial computing and AI to maintain their leadership position in the industry. And I think what impressed me the most, Tim, as I did my research, I actually spoke to some Caterpillar executives, was their commitment to technology. just their commitment to try new things. I mean, VR 10 years ago, they're doing things that it's just a part of how they do business. They're not questioning, should I be in the spatial computing, sense, or should I dip my toes, or how do I get into AI? They're doing it. They're trying it. They're putting stakes in the ground. There are many failures along the way, but look at the outcome. They're leading the industry in the use of technology. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, what really strikes me about them and some of the others, Volvos and others that we've profiled, is the fact that they started these projects, in this case, 10 years ago, some of them 6, 7 years ago, but they didn't sit around saying, this is the future. What they said was, these technologies is going to help us deliver the future. And that's a big difference, because when you really look at what they did, especially in the area of design, training, and competitive advantage, it puts them above most of the others in that area. And they're taking that leadership position, showing the rest of the industry that this is what you have to do, not only to stay competitive, but to create the best experience for the customers. And that's a big deal. I'm fascinated by the whole process that they've gone into and the incredible amount of depth. And the stat that you gave about what is it, 140 million or 150 million in R&D just for spatial and AR and AI, that's forward thinking. They understand that this is critical for their future. And this is one of those companies. And by the way, I have a picture of Barton and I standing in front of one of the gigantic dump trucks, and he and I barely cover the tires of this truck when we're standing, because it's that gigantic. But they are the earth movers. They're the ones who do the construction sites as well as the farm materials and machines. This is a very important company that keeps our basically our farms and our roads and everything else moving forward. Now, they do have competition and it's fierce, but using AR and VR to drive this really sets them apart. So, this is a company that if you want to have a great example of someone adopting AAR, AI, and AR, VR, and spatial computing already and being this far ahead, this is one of those top companies. And we're very pleased that we were able to share that with you today.
And remember, it's 100 years old. It is sustained its excellence through technology. One thing I did is I went back and listened. I think we have 38 episodes on the podcast now, Tim, or 39, whatever it is. But what is consistent, the red thread through all of our case studies and the people that we interview, is that, as you've already alluded to, they see these technologies, spatial computing and AI, as the future, as the way they're going to accomplish their future. These are tools that simply get used in designing, developing, training, educating. It's the way they do business, and you see that in the great companies that we've put on the podcast. I mean, the real leaders like Procter and Gamble and IKEA, and there's hundreds of them. That Volvo we just did, but there's hundreds of them that are doing this. We've only highlighted 38 of them, whatever it may be. But the red thread, without a doubt, is their unconditional commitment to the technology. They put the budgets up. I remember the budget from J.P. Morgan was huge in terms of their use of spatial computing and AI. These companies just believe in it. They put their dollars where their belief is, and they come out with better products. They come out with better support. They come out with better customer experience, and that's what drives them to the leadership positions that they hold.
As Barton mentioned, we had, I believe it's 37 or 38 podcasts already since we started, and every one of them highlights a company that already is using AR, and VR, and most recently added AI to the process. They're not laggards, they're leaders. And if you're on the fence about using AI and AR and VR, you really need to go back and listen to some of these and get some inspiration, because you're really seeing the leadership of these companies like Caterpillar not only driving the future, but inventing it. And I've got to tell you, AR and VR is not a passing fancy. This is a revolutionary technology that is going to have a major impact on our future. Barton and I in June will be at Augmented World Expo, where we're both speaking. He's got a session on enterprise, and on Thursday morning at 9:30, I'm doing the main stage presentation on smart glasses. If you've not planned to go to AWE in Long Beach, and I believe that's June 10th, 11th, and 12th, I really suggest you book a ticket and come out there and go to that show, because you'll see a lot of these examples in real time. There's over 100 sessions. There's great exhibits where people are actually showing how AI, AR, and VR, and what's new in AR and VR. And I would really encourage you to, take the time and go to that show, especially if you're trying and sitting at that stage where, should I get in? After 38 or 39 of these and showing you the actual examples of how companies and people are using this, both Barton and I and the folks who are working in this area believe that this is now, not future. Thank you for joining us this week, and we look forward to being with you in our next podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to Business Success in the AI Virtual World with Barton and Tim. If your team is ready to explore the power of AI and spatial computing, we offer 4 services to help you launch, implement, and scale your AI and spatial computing efforts. First, a custom executive briefing to align your leadership team on where to go next. Second, a strategic roadmap for successful implementation and competitive advantage. Third, a proof of concept to demonstrate the art of the possible. And fourth, quarterly advisory briefings to stay ahead of emerging tech and use cases. To learn more, contact us at contact@ismguide.com, and be sure to explore our growing library of over 300 use cases, over 250 articles, and over 140 videos in the AI and Spatial Computing Resource Center. Until next time, keep pushing the boundaries of business in the AI virtual world.